Seagle Festival in Schroon Lake, New York has a new name for its 106th season, and brighter days this summer than when its stage was dark last year. Administrators say they changed the name from Seagle Music Colony to Seagle Festival to better reflect an outreach to the community with performances by its emerging artists. A group of those artists, the young singers in training, had been selected to come to Schroon Lake last year, but found their plans were postponed due to COVID. This summer, the singing is no longer silenced. Singer Daniel Lugo of Texas had 2 intense weeks to polish this scene with his colleague Adriana Ayala. Last summer, forced to stay away from the Seagle campus, he was singing a different tune about his career path.
I was just sitting at home and not really doing what I loved. It almost made me question whether or not I was doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It made me rethink my career choices and my decisions thus far in life.
Last year when we found out that we couldn't come to Seagull, obviously I was really disappointed.
We were all on that Zoom call together, the whole Seagull cast at least, and they announced it and there were a lot of tears.
I feel like that's when COVID really dawned on me, what was happening, things really weren't going to keep going and performances were really canceled.
Instead of singing about her glass slippers in a French version of Cinderella at Seagle, singer Jaden Goldberg found herself barred from the ball last summer. So she stayed at home in Texas, attending online Seagle classes and a Seagle Zoom support group. She chatted with other singers who were missing out on professional opportunities they'd already been promised as COVID raged across the globe.
We all gathered in the morning to just talk and make sure everybody was okay, and it was good to have a group of people, other singers and people in the business who were going through the same thing. So it helped me feel a lot less alone in the whole thing.
When I found out Seagull was having sessions this year, I was ecstatic, and Darren had let us know that he was going to have us back without having to re-audition, and that was just so exciting.
There was that excitement, but there was that doubt, like, is it actually going to happen? And then, you know, the week before I was supposed to get on the train, I was like, all right, we're going to go do this. It's going to happen.
Singer Patrick Bessenbacher of Kansas finally got to fulfill his royal duties as Prince Charming this summer after waiting and wondering for a year.
Now I'm here, and it feels very real, and it's so nice to be here again.
It looked like you wanted to make a gesture and you didn't. You were just kind of like, a little gesture. Like, so if you want to reach out to him there, reach out. Okay. Remember, a gesture has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right?
Seagle Artistic Director Darren Woods enjoys training with singers such as Maria DiConzo. He says he felt overwhelmed to welcome people back to the campus this year.
I burst into tears the first time somebody sang. It's the first time I had heard a living human being sing for me in person without a mask at all in 15 months.
Instead of 32 singers gathering in Schroon Lake all at once, the program is holding 2 separate sessions this summer, each with half the singers on campus to reduce the threat of COVID. Audience members in the theater must be masked and vaccinated.
We all got tested before we either flew or trained in, and then we got tested again like a day after we got here. Everybody was negative, obviously.
We were given a questionnaire asking whether or not we had been vaccinated or not, and we were given the option to not answer if we chose to. But everybody turned out with a 100% vaccination rate, so the directors at Seagle decided that we didn't have to wear masks and that we didn't have to be 6 feet apart because we're all vaccinated, so there was really no need for it.
It's really exciting to me because this is the first thing that I've really gotten to do since COVID, so it's like a first almost.
A first for Seagull is the opportunity this year for a show like Cinderella to enchant both audiences in the theater and audiences watching from home as the opera streams online, an idea that represents one benefit of the pandemic. Singer Emily Richter of Virginia says she's been missing the stage and the focused instruction.
I really value the time of getting in-person feedback and in-person singing with people. I think the impact is much greater.
It's so great to be surrounded by so many talented and driven people, especially after the year we just had.
None of us will ever take a rehearsal for granted, a performance for granted, sitting in a theater side by side someone ever again.
Oh my God! Can it be? I'm alive! Yes, I see. Oh my God! Is it so? You're alive! Yes, I know.
Being able to come this year after we couldn't last year has given me an appreciation for what we do and an appreciation for singing live with people.
There's this palpable electricity every time we get on stage now that it feels very alive and very real again.
Now at last I'm the rich and often set sailing on little boat.
Lugo says he's now happy the virus was unable to make his ambitions to perform perish.
When people do sit down in a theater and see a live performance, it's like nothing else. These stories, they're based on actual experiences, and those experiences resonate with people in a very deep way, and it can really, really change somebody's course in their life. And knowing that that's what we do adds so much purpose to my life personally, and I'm sure it does to the other artists as well.
A few weeks ago, we told you about the upcoming world premiere of a new opera at Seagull, Harmony. Now we have some footage of the dress rehearsal to share with you.
Science is for the future, art is for today. Nothing wrong with that. Just ask Mother, ask Uncle Sam Clarence, ask any man.
Author Russell Banks and composer Robert Carl created Harmony as an Adirondack-themed opera. The story draws from true events of people who summered in our region, including the author Mark Twain, the composer Charles Ives, and his fiancée Harmony Twitchell.
I'm told, young fella, that you're here to ask for the hand of Harmony. As the godfather and at her father's request, I'm here to see if you're suitable. Not unsuitable, but I've seen better suits on a penguin and a better feet on an armadillo. Compare your suits to mine.
Book your tickets online to see the show in person at the Oscar Seagull Memorial Theater in Scroon Lake, New York. Proof of vaccination and face masks are required. The opera begins at 7:30 p.m. on August 14th and August 20th.
Shooting stars, flame like memory and fate.
If you'd rather view the show from home, you may book tickets for the live streaming events. We have a ticket link for you at mountainlake.org.
Spotlight is supported by the Glenn and Carol Pearsall Adirondack Foundation, dedicated to improving the quality of life for year-round residents of the Adirondack Park.